We are a part and parcel of Krishna. We all have a higher identity, that our actual identity is we are a Jivatmas. This body has a birth and death, but the Atma inside, it never dies. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna is giving us this beautiful knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, right? Dehi nosmin yata dehi kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuhyate. That the Atma is passing in this body from boyhood to youth to old age. When I was seeing this small child, so nicely he's chanting this holy name of Krishna. So like you see this wonderful, beautiful kid over here, this boy over here. Similarly, we can all, when you see this beautiful boy, it reminds me of my childhood, when we are all small children, when we are nicely playing, and we're always sticking to our mother and not leaving our mother. And it reminded me about that, because I used to be always like that. And when we grow again from boyhood to youth, and from youth we go into middle age, and from middle age we become into old age. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita also, that all of us, we have a different body. When you were a small child, we had a different body, right? But if I ask, where is that body? That body is gone. But then again, we had a teenage body. Where is that body? That body is gone, but we are still here. And again, we have a middle-aged body. Even that body is gone, and I'm still here, right? So like that, we can all identify that we are still here, but we had gone through so many different bodies. A baby body, a childlike body, a young body. All these bodies, they are coming and going. But the Atma is always staying. So Krishna is saying, Dehi nosmini yata dehi kaumaram yavanam jara. As the Atma is passing in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, similarly the Atma will pass into another body at the time of death. And a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So we can understand that when we are chanting these holy names of Krishna, and we are engaged in bhakti life towards Krishna, towards the end of our life, we will not come back into this material body, but we will have a spiritual body, a four-armed body of like Narayana, and we will directly go to the Krishna Loka. So that is why this bhakti is so important. It is so powerful that even Krishna cannot keep himself away from bhakti. I was just telling a beautiful story where Krishna, one of the bhakta of Krishna, was sitting outside a temple, and he was chanting the names of Krishna, and he was singing a beautiful bhajan for Krishna. They did not allow him to stand in front of the temple, so he goes to the side of the temple, and from the window, he is looking at Krishna and he is doing bhajan for Krishna. Krishna could not resist himself anymore. I cannot resist himself when my loving devotee is crying and singing for me. So Krishna in the temple room, just like Mandir over here, like Krishna, you can see over here, the beautiful avatar of Krishna, the deity avatar. So similarly, Krishna couldn't hold himself. As soon as that beautiful devotee was chanting, looking in from the window and chanting and doing bhajan for Krishna, Krishna also turned himself in the Mandir, and looking at his devotee, he was reciprocating the love of his devotee. Next day morning, when the Brahmins opened the window from the mandir, they were surprised to see that Krishna is looking towards the window instead of looking straight. So we can see from these stories that Krishna is looking for our love. When we are showing our love for Krishna, Krishna is saying, I don't keep quiet, I also reciprocate. And that is why he is saying, Ananyas chintayanto ma ye jana paryupashate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogashemam vahamyaham. When you are singing my holy name of Krishna, when we are chanting, when you are doing mantra meditation, when you are engaged in bhakti yoga, Krishna says, I also reciprocate. So we should always remember that when we are singing for Krishna, a bhajan for Krishna, it is not that Krishna is not observing. Krishna is sitting over there and he's watching all of us. He's seeing how lovingly we are singing for him. And he's saying, I also reciprocate. And how do I reciprocate? He's saying, I will reciprocate by taking care of your welfare. Not only you, I will take care of your entire family. Whatever you lack in your life, I will give it to you. And whatever you have, I will preserve it for you. So this is Krishna's promise in Bhagavad Gita. But all that he wants is love from all of us. And that is the reason why we should always be happily chanting for Krishna, lifting our hands as you just now did. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This one thing if you can do early in the morning, if you can spiritualize your day, before the first thing you start in the day, in the morning, is chanting the holy name of Krishna. That's all you have to do. And the remaining day, Krishna will be with you. Whatever battles you are fighting, Krishna will stand with you and fight your battles. On my own, I can't fight my battles. If the Supreme Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is standing next to me, yes, I can fight my battles. Just like how Arjuna won the war, right? In the battle of Kurukshetra. Even though the mighty Dronacharya, mighty Bhishmacharya, everybody were there on the battlefield. But who won the war? Arjuna won the war. The Pandavas won the war. Why? Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna was standing with them. You know this beautiful divine pastime? At the end of Kurukshetra, when every day Krishna used to get down from the chariot. At the end of the war, after 18 days of Kurukshetra war, Krishna says, Arjuna, you jump from the chariot first. Arjuna is surprised. Why is Krishna asking me to jump? Every time he used to get down. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you first jump. And he jumps from the chariot. After Arjuna jumps from the chariot, then Krishna also jumps from the chariot. And as soon as Krishna jumps from the chariot, the whole chariot bursts into flames. Arjuna is shocked. Krishna, 18 days of this war that we fought together, nothing happened to the chariot. Now that suddenly I have jumped, and immediately after you jumped from the chariot burst into the flames. What is this, Krishna? What has happened? Then Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, all these 18 days, one of the deadliest Brahmastras and Narayanastras were thrown at you. But I was standing on the chariot and I was protecting you every minute of these 18 days. That is why nothing happened to you. All this, by long time back, this chariot would have been burst into flame. You and the chariot would have been burst into flames long time back. But I, as a charioteer, I was guarding you and I was protecting you. That's why nothing happened to the chariot. And as soon as I got down from the chariot has lost its power to withhold and it burst into flames. So we can understand that Krishna is always protecting us. So Mataji, you're giving the class. So today we have a Bhagavad Gita class and Mataji is going to give the class. So I request everyone if you can just sit in this, facing towards this side, so that Mataji can give the class. Sorry Mataji, I didn't know there was who was doing the class also. That's the reason I was just stepping in to share about this. But yeah, Mataji is going to give us this divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So please turn this side and listen to the Bhagavad Gita, the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Krishna by Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, I was waiting. I was thinking nobody is there. That's why I was just...
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, you should have told.
No, you said nice things. So everybody benefit. Yeah. Easy music lesson. Very nice singing.
Thank you. Actually, when I sing, I was inspired. First time I'm singing this song in the temple room.
Wow.
The one which you practice.
Oh,
Never gave this.
it's very nice. You're even playing.
Yeah.
Bring the mic.
I will give it.
Yes.
Mataji, would you want to, shall I get you that one? That Simhasan?
No, not the Simhasan, but if that small thing to keep the book is there.
Or it is the chair you want, Mataji?
No, I'm good. I'll sit down. But just that, that thing to keep the book is over
Yeah,
there.
I
If
will
you
get
just bring that.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Yeah, please, can you turn inside?
Hare Krishna.
Shall I sit on your left side?
You want the left side or you want this right side? Either that.
So you want me to do a bit of kirtan?
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to do the Jai Radha Madhava.
Or you can do it. Yeah. You do it with harmonium. Come on. You do it. Okay, we can sing and then you can do kirtan for us. You can do a bit more kirtan. Yeah. Yes, yeah. We'll sing Jai Radha Madhava.
We'll just do call and response. We'll support you.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Or shall I wait?
No, you can start.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to this beautiful temple. On a Sunday evening, you've all devoted your time to the Krishna. So welcome to the temple. So we'll sing Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari રાધા
માધવ કુંજ વિહારી
જય રાધા માધવ કુંજ બિહારી
માધવ કુંજ વિહારી
જય ગોપીજન વલ્લભ ગિરિવરધારી ગોપીજન વલ્લભ જય ગોપીજન વલ્લભ ગિરિવરધારી
જય ગોપીજન વલ્લભ ગિરિવરધારી
જય રાધા માધવ કુંજ બિહારી રાધા માધવ
કુંજ વિહારી
જય ગોપીજન વલ્લભ ગિરિવરધારી
ગોપીજન વલ્લભ ગિરિવરધારી
જય રાધા માધવ કુંજ બિહારી જય
રાધા માધવ કુંજ વિહારી
યશોદાનંદન વ્રજ જન રંજન
યશોદાનંદન વ્રજ જન રંજન
યશોદાનંદન વ્રજ જન રંજન
યશોદાનંદન વ્રજ જન રંજન
યમુના તીરાવનચારી
વનચારી
જય રાધા માધવ કુંજ બિહારી
જય રાધા માધવ કુંજ વિહારી
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે હરે
કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે હરે
કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો
ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો
ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો ગોવિંદ બોલો
હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો
રાધા રમણ હરિ ગોવિંદ બોલો ગોવિંદ બોલો હરિ ગોપાલ બોલો.
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 રાધા રમણ હરિ ગોવિંદ 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 બોલો.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ ગૌર હરિ. જય જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ ગૌર હરિ. રઘુપતિ રાઘવ રાજા રામ પતિત પાવન સીતારામ.
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 सीताराम सीताराम भज प्यारे तू सीताराम.
सीताराम सीताराम
तू सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल.
Thank you so much. Prabhuji, can you just move the mic? Is that okay? Oops. Let's see. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Can you hear me? We are going to be discussing one verse from the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure you're all aware of the Bhagavad Gita. Does anybody know how many chapters in the Bhagavad Gita? Perfect. And among the 18 chapters, the middle 6 chapters, which are the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Generally, they say, like in a sandwich, you have a top bread and a lower, and then you have the real masala is in the middle. So the middle 6 chapters are the real essence. And in those 6 chapters, chapter 9, from which we'll be discussing today, is one of the most important chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. And it's entitled Confidential Knowledge. So stay with me, and hopefully we'll try and understand some of the confidential knowledge that Krishna wants to share with us. one of the last few verses of chapter 9, and it's verse number 32 that we're doing today. So I'm just going to recite the verse first, and we'll do the understanding, and then we'll try and understand the verse. Mam hi partha vyapasritya hi pesu papayonah striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi yanti param gatim. Translation: O son of Partha, those who take shelter of me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, can attain the supreme destination. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service there is no distinction between the lower and higher classes of people. In the material conception of life, there are such divisions, but for a person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18, it is stated that even the lowest, who are called Chandalas or dog eaters, can be purified by association with a pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between lower and higher classes of men. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man taking shelter of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, Brahmanas, mode of passion, Kshatriyas, the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, that's Vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, that's Shudras or workers. Those lower than them are called Chandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, the association of those born in sinful families is not accepted by the higher classes. But the process of devotional service is so strong that the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord can enable people of all the lower classes to attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes shelter of Krishna. As indicated here by the word Vyapasritya, one has to take shelter completely of Krishna, then one can become much greater than the great Gyanis and Yogis. So we'll begin by reciting the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranami Hari Priye Vancha Palpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I would like to take the blessings of all the devotees present here and online before I start to say something. Okay, before we start, as I said earlier, this is a very important chapter because this is the essence of the Gita. We are discussing the most confidential knowledge. Now, you would turn around and ask me, how is it the most confidential knowledge? The knowledge is freely available everywhere. You could go on the internet. Bhagavad Gita is one of the most widely distributed books. So how come this is called the confidential knowledge? Any idea? Why is it called confidential knowledge? Even though it is available so easily, everybody has access to this knowledge. The reason is, this is not an academic knowledge. You cannot just pick up the book and read and understand. You will only understand this when you approach it with love and devotion. And Krishna will only reveal as much as you put into it. So he reciprocates what we put into it. If we approach with love and devotion, and then Krishna sees, yes, they are interested, then he reveals this knowledge to us. Otherwise, you can have this, but like I said, it is not an academic book that you can just pick up and read, and then you think you're going to understand it. So that's the reason it's called confidential knowledge. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little test with everybody. Now listen carefully. Everybody's listening? Very carefully. You have to answer them. I'm going to ask some questions, and I want you all to answer them. They're just general questions. They're not from the Bhagavad Gita, so you should be able to answer them. Some months have 30 days. Some months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days? Correct, that's it. So it was, the instant reaction was 1. But it's only when you listen carefully you realize, no, all months have 28 days. That was very nice. Okay, you enter a room that is dark. You only have one matchstick with you. There's a candle, there's an oil lamp, and there's an oil heater. Which one would you light first? Somebody's very clever here. A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 died. How many left? A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 died. How many sheep are left?
9.
Good. Now you must be wondering, why is she asking us these questions? The reason I'm asking is, because it's just how we train our mind to listen attentively. Sometimes we just listen, and we just, without even trying to understand what is being said. So the reason I said all these was, so we can listen more consciously with an attentive mind as to what is being said, rather than just saying, oh yeah, this is mine, I know this. Yeah? All right. Now, the acronym for this chapter, the most confident, chapter 9, is KING. K stands for knowledge, I for invincible relationship, N for non-worship, and G for glories of bhakti. Now, these are the 4 topics that are covered in this whole chapter, but we will be now just concentrating on verse number 32. In this chapter, Krishna has already told us a lot. He's given us a lot of confidential knowledge. He has already told us we are not this body, we are the soul. He has told us a lot of information about himself, that he is there in everything. I am in the taste of water. I am the light of the sun. He has told us everything. Now, the most confidential knowledge that he's giving in this chapter is, how can we connect with him? How can we develop a loving relationship with him? That is the knowledge that he's giving us in this chapter. That's the reason it is called the most confidential knowledge. So how do we build that relationship with Krishna? Like Prabhuji was saying earlier, if we chant the holy names, if we serve Krishna, that will awaken something in our heart. And that will lead us to some devotion in our heart. That will help us build a relationship with Krishna. In the 17th century, there was a philosopher named Blaise Pascal. And at that time, the French people were very skeptical about God. So he came up with this theory. He said, if you lead a good life, you do all the good things, and you die, and you go up, and there is God, so it's fine. You get a lot of credit points. You led a good life. So good. God is very happy with you. Now, if you led, say, a sinful life, you did what you wanted, and thinking, there is no God. Why should I make the effort to be good? Why should I be doing all this? When you die, and when you go up, and there is no God, all fine, nothing lost. There's no God. So you enjoyed life, you went there, nothing lost. But if you did all this and you went up and there is God, then you're in deep trouble. So that was a very simple theory that he was trying to teach people. So you're better off leading a good life, enjoying. So when you go up, even if there is God or there is no God, you still have enjoyed your life and you're not going to be in any trouble. So I thought this was a very interesting theory to understand. Like we've seen from the previous verses as well, we could lead a life, a very nice life. Suppose we do make mistakes. We are human beings at the end of the day. So if we do make mistakes, like you would say, I am really following everything. I'm trying to be a good person. I do all the good things. But sometimes we all do make mistakes. So what happens when we make a mistake? Krishna is very kind. If the mistake has been made not intentionally, but by a mistake or because of the circumstances, Krishna would forgive you. You will not be penalized. But suppose you do the mistakes intentionally, you're doing something wrong, then of course you will get a token of punishment from Krishna. So, but if somebody is really working hard to sort of, sometimes we all come with our past life anarthas and everything and past habits. And I know this is wrong. I mustn't be doing this. And I'm trying very hard not to do it. But sometimes I succumb to my desires and I do fall down. But when that happens, that is still okay. Because Krishna sees this person is making a very serious effort. So he'll pick you up and put you back on the path of bhakti. It's not to worry. So as long as mistakes are committed which are not intentional, Krishna will forgive us. We are not punished for those. We can still remain on the path of bhakti. He will help us to move on. Now, today's verse, if we come back to today's verse, it says, Mam hi partha vyapasrityo. One who takes shelter of me, ye pi su papayonaha. Papayonaha, born in a lower family, in a lower species, even they will attain the supreme destination. It does not matter. The externals don't matter. How we are, whether I'm a man, a woman, I'm an Indian, American, whatever, a doctor, an engineer, the externals do not matter. It is how we approach Krishna. That is the key thing. So even if somebody could be born even in a lower species, even like, I think it's even mentioned here, even someone like a Chandala, like a dog eater, that's even lower than a lower species. Even if they take shelter of Krishna, they can achieve the supreme destination. I mean, what to talk of human beings? Even if a lower species, somebody born in an animal species, if they take shelter of Krishna, even they can attain the supreme destination. Anybody can think of any example of an animal from the scriptures that got delivered by taking shelter of the God? Gajendra. Yeah? Yes, that's a very good example. Gajendra was King Indradumna in his previous life. And once when a sage came to visit him, he was so absorbed in his meditation that he was not able to offer proper respect to that sage. The sage got annoyed and cursed him. And he became an elephant in his next life. And as an elephant, He had his wife and his children and all. He was enjoying himself in the water, throwing water on his wife, on the children. He's just enjoying. Then a crocodile comes there and holds his leg. And now he's struggling to release himself. The wife, children, all are gone. Years passed and he's still struggling, nothing happens. But because he was a devotee of the Lord in his past life, he gets the remembrance. He remembers the prayers that he used to say, and he started chanting those prayers. And when Krishna heard those prayers, he was up there in Goloka, and he heard the prayers. He says, I have to go and help my devotee right now. So he calls this Garud, and he sits on the Garud, and he's going. And the Garud travels so fast as the wind. But Krishna is thinking, oh, this Garud is too slow today. I need to reach quickly by my devotee. He jumps from Garud and he comes running down to help his devotee. And he releases Gajendra and he's delivered. So this is how much he loves his devotees. If we just have to have that surrender and devotion. Anything else anybody can remember? Anything from the scriptures? Yeah. Draupadi also, when she was being disrobed in the sabha over there, and she was trying hard to save herself. She tried everything, like they say, when they're pulling a sari, she's holding with her teeth, with her hand. Everything possible she tried. But when she could not, and she just put her hands up, Krishna was there in a fraction of a second, and we know the story. That was a very good example. Thank you, Mataji. I have a few more examples here. Anybody heard of Kubja? She was taking sandalwood paste for Kansa, and she meets Krishna on the way. And then Krishna tells her to give him the sandalwood paste. She gives him the paste, and then she is delivered. We know the story of Vidura. Vidura was born to a maid servant. And what happens? When Krishna came to Hastinapur as a Shanti Doot, as a messenger of peace, and of course, Duryodhan does not want anything to do with him. He says, no. And then after that sabha is over, Duryodhan invites him to have a feast with him in the royal palace. He says, no, I'm not eating in your palace. And where does he go? To Vidura's house. And over there, Vidur is not at home. Vidurani is there, the wife. And she just sees Krishna, and she's like, she doesn't know what to do. Krishna in front of her. And she just welcomes him, and she wants to offer him something. And she has these bananas in her hand. So she peels the bananas and gives him the skin and throws the banana away. But Krishna doesn't say anything. He just eats the skin. That is how much he loves his devotees. So anyone who just surrenders, Krishna is there to help them. Anybody wants any more examples? Yeah, Sudama is a very good example again. Sudama, when he comes to Dwarka, he just comes with a handful of rice, yeah? And what does Krishna give him? Krishna doesn't tell him anything. Krishna takes that handful of rice and eats it. And then when Sudama is leaving from there, he does not ask him for anything. And Sudama thinks, I cannot ask my friend for anything. It's okay if he didn't give me anything. But when he reaches home, he realizes his house has been converted into a palace. His wife is dressed up as a queen, and his children are all playing around the palace. And then he realizes how Krishna is given without even showing that, look, I'm giving you this. Yeah? Very good. Thank you. Anybody has any more examples? There's one very nice story that I think I want to share. There was a poet, Raidas. Anybody heard about Raidas? And he's written lovely poems. He was born in a cobbler family. And this is in the 14th century. And he was worshipping Krishna. He had a small deity of Krishna, and he was worshipping. But the Brahmanas in the kingdom, they didn't like that. How come he can worship? He's a cobbler. He cannot be worshipping our Krishna. So they went and complained to the king that look, this is this dharma. We have to worship. A cobbler cannot be worshipping Krishna. You need to tell him to stop worshipping. The king said, okay, let's see. He called the cobbler, he called Raidas, and he called the Brahmanas. And Krishna, the deity of Krishna. They put deity of Krishna in the middle. And then the king said, right. He told the Brahmanas, now you say all the mantras and everything you know, and see if Krishna comes to you. The Brahmana said, yeah, that's not a problem. We know everything. We know all the mantras from the Vedas, everything. And they start reciting everything. And they go on and on for hours. Krishna doesn't move. They get tired and they stop. And then the king tells Raidas, come on, now you can sing what you know. And then Raidas sings a very sweet bhajan. And the moment Krishna hears that bhajan, just one line, he jumps and goes into Raidas' lap. So this is how, it does not matter to him that he's a cobbler or whoever it is. What matters was the love. Raidas had pure love for Krishna in his heart. He was singing with love from his heart. And whereas the Brahmanas had more of pride that, oh, we have so much knowledge, we can do this. And that's not what pleases him. You could memorize all the Vedas, Puranas, verses. That is not pleasing Krishna. What pleases him is just simple devotion, simple love. That's all he needs, not more than that. I don't know if any one of you have heard the story of this Khan Baba. He used to go to one pan shop in India. You have those corner shops. And he saw a picture of Krishna over there, the blue. And he just said, oh, who's this blue boy with a flute in his hand? And he said, oh, he's not even wearing any slippers. The ground is so rough over there. He will get hurt. And the panwala shop, the corner shop man said, oh, well, if you feel so sorry for him, why don't you go get him some slippers? He said, okay. So he goes, makes a pair of slippers, and comes back the next day with the pair of slippers. And he tells him, look, I bought the pair of slippers. Can I give it to him? And the corner shop man says, oh, must be crazy. He does not live here. He said, okay, where does he live? He lives in Vrindavan. He said, okay, fine, I'll go to Vrindavan. So he travels all the way to Vrindavan. He goes to the Banke Bihari temple. He sits there. And because he's a Muslim, the pujari there does not let him come inside. So he's sitting outside and he's thinking, Krishna, I've bought these slippers for you. I will wait. Sometime you will come out of the temple. I'll just wait for you. So he sits there just praying, and from morning to evening, and then it is night, and he's still sitting there. The next day, early morning at dawn, he just hears this gungru ka awaaz, and he turns around and he can't see anybody, and he's wondering where the noise is coming from. And then he hears this noise again, and then he looks down, and there's a small boy by his feet. And he says, who are you? He says, I'm Gopal. He says, why are you here? He said, no, you bought these slippers for me. I've come. Look, my leg is bleeding. And he looks, and his legs are actually bleeding. He picks him up, wipes his legs, puts on the slippers, and then he says, did you come from inside the temple? And he says, no, I came from Gokul. The deity you have in your heart is the one from the Gokul one, the form in Gokul. So I am come all the way from Gokul because you have come here to serve me. So that is how much Krishna loves all his devotees. I have a few more, but I think I will not... because we have a bhajan as well to do in the end. So the whole message, I hope you've all understood the real message that Krishna is trying to give us in this. All we have to do is approach with love and devotion, and he's there. No matter, sometimes we can make mistakes, that's fine. But as the intention is there, the love is there, we will attain the supreme destination. Every moment of our human life is so precious. That is, we have got this human form of body now. Let's not waste a single second. Let's try and remember Krishna. Let's chant his holy names and use it. Why? For the purpose we have come, so that we can achieve the goal that we have come for on this planet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Shobha Mataji here is going to sing us a nice bhajan from Vrindavan now. So she's going to transport us all to Vrindavan.
Thank you, Kusum Mataji, for a wonderful class. It was really great class. So Vrindavan ka Krishna Kanhaiya to sabko pyara lagta. So let's sing a bhajan on Krishna Kanhaiya from Vrindavan. वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा वृंदावन
का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबके आँखों
का तारा वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तो है सबका प्यारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तो है सबका प्यारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तो है सबका प्यारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तो है सबका प्यारा वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा जमुना तट पर नंद का लाला जब जब रास रचाए रे जमुना तट पर नंद का लाला जब जब रास रचाए रे जमुना तट पर नंद का लाला जब जब रास रचाए रे जमुना तट पर नंद का लाला जब जब रास रचाए रे तन मन डोले कान्हा ऐसी बंसी मधुर बजाए रे तन मन डोले कान्हा ऐसी बंसी मधुर बजाए रे सुध बुध भूली खड़ी गोपियाँ जाने कैसा जादू डाला सुध बुध भूली खड़ी गोपियाँ जाने कैसा जादू डाला वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तू है सबका प्यारा मन ही मन क्यों जले राधिका मोहन तो है सबका प्यारा वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा वृंदावन कृष्ण कन्हैया सबकी आँखों का तारा रंग सलोना ऐसा जैसे छाई हो घट सावन की रंग सलोना ऐसा जैसे छाई हो घट सावन की रंग सारा, तेरे कारण देख सावरे, छोड़ दिया मैंने सब सारा। वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया, सबकी आँखों का तारा। वृंदावन का कृष्ण कन्हैया, सबकी आँखों का तारा। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Let's all sing together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare। बोलो बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Let's sing loudly. Come on, everybody. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, bolo bolo, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jai.
श्री श्री राधा गोकुल नंद की, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री गौरानिताई की, शीला प्रभुपाद की बजाय जय गौरचंद्र आरती कशो